Was he chatting with someone on Roblox? Was he going into the city to meet someone that he was in correspondence with on Roblox?
That was some friend told school. Thomas was talking to him, said, I met somebody through Roblox. I want to go meet this person. I believe this friend from school told him, said, don't go. It's not that safe. You have to watch out.
So I spoke with some sources about Thomas Medlin and what's going on. I'm going to let you know. And then plus there is a relative of Thomas that's telling people don't believe the media. I'm going to explain all this to you, Fugitive TV. Welcome. This is Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. And right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get right into it, okay? I did a video yesterday about Thomas Medlin, the young kid, 15-year-old boy who was missing out of New York, okay? Who authorities are saying he met off Roblox. There's also supposed to be a friend that's saying that he met, that he met or he was meeting somebody off Roblox. There's a report, which I'm going to get into it and I'm going to tell you guys about, actually. Some conflicting information. Well, I spoke with a source and I'm going to give you the update of what was said. But before I do that, let me tell you exactly the timeline of everything that happened. So here is the exact timeline, okay, of everything that happened to catch you up to speed, all right? So January 9th, keep in mind, he's been missing since January 9th. I go on YouTube and I search his name. Not a lot of things pop up, okay? There's not a lot going on. And if he's been missing since January 9th, I have not seen, unless you guys know, I have not seen a news media even talk about this or put this on air until what, maybe a week and a half later or something. You guys let me know if you've seen something sooner. But January 9th, 3:30 p.m., Thomas walks off the campus of St. James Prep School on Long Island. He boards a Long Island Railroad train heading west. He ends up going to Grand Central Station. Now, my last video, that's about a 2 to 2.5 hour ride. Okay. And remember, he left at 3:30 p.m. So let's say he caught it at 4. Let's just say, for example, we caught it at 4. He wouldn't get there to a little bit after 6, right? So it says hours passed. Then the final stretch, 7:06 p.m. Surveillance footage captures Thomas pacing back and forth on the pedestrian walkway of the Manhattan Bridge. I lived in Manhattan. That bridge is very busy. There's no time of the day that bridge is not busy. It goes to Manhattan, okay? 7:09 p.m. His last known cell phone activity is recorded. And then 7:10, a nearby camera records a sudden splash in the East River below. Now, police say Thomas was never seen leaving the bridge. Investigators who had been actively pinging his phone lost the signal at that exact moment. I brought this up in my last video, okay? They didn't tell us this. I was watching Fox News on this with the interview with the mom and everything. They didn't say that they had video of him on Manhattan Bridge. They didn't say any of this. They were saying that he met somebody off of Roblox. Now authorities are saying there is no criminal activity. He never was going to meet anybody off Roblox. This is what they're saying now. Now law enforcement officials are beginning to believe Thomas may have done the unthinkable. Early theories that he traveled to the city to meet someone he met online have since been ruled out. What remains is a haunted timeline measured in minutes and a family still waiting for answers. Behind this investigation is a mother who pleaded publicly for her son to come home, unaware that police were already uncovering details that pointed toward a fear darker possible.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You can't Roblox go into the account, your son's account, and see who he's talking to, and then tell you who he was meeting and find out that person's location?
No, not yet, because what happened initially when he set up the Roblox, the email would come to my personal email account. In order for him to change it, it would come like 2 codes with me. But secretly, he was able to break that, switch to different Roblox account. I found out there's like 5 different Roblox accounts, and he set up his own personal email. through the cloud. So this whole thing, was very unclear to me. So it was almost bypassed my email. He was able to, set up different security word. So he was almost left us like under dust.
Yeah.
That was what happened.
So this whole time, the mom's doing these interviews, and if you guys knew this, something ain't adding up. Now there were some comments on my last video, and I even made a comment on my last video. Maybe they didn't get the video footage till later, till 2 weeks later. I don't know. I do know for a fact though. I know this for a fact. You got to get a warrant, right? Usually to get video footage. Am I correct, right? You got to get a warrant if they don't want to give you the video footage, which I don't see why they wouldn't, especially if there's a kid missing, right? But you know how long it takes them to get a warrant? You ever had a warrant out for your name or your arrest warrant for you? They can get one like that if they want to. They can call a judge at 2 a.m. and have them sign off on a warrant. It's happened. It can go just like that to get a warrant. So 2 weeks to get a warrant for a missing on a video. I don't know if I'm even buying that part. But anyways, let's keep going. Authorities say the case is ongoing, not to solve a crime, but to bring closure. What was being said and what my source is telling me, that authorities are supposedly still investigating, but not investigating anything criminal, just investigating they believe that he jumped off the bridge, he took his own life and ended up in the water. Okay, they're saying, but remember, there's a splash. They never said they saw him. Now I'm going to tell you what a family member is saying, okay? Or I should say a friend of the family. This is what the friend of the family is saying. Not all of the exits have been looked at in the video footage. Only the Manhattan side. This is still an active investigation, and we still believe Thomas is out there. This might be pressure from Roblox to put a stop to the media frenzy. This is still an active investigation. The so-called splash is not even trustworthy. It's crazy that they put out that press release. The friend of the family is saying, don't believe them what the media is telling us. That they believe Thomas is still out there because they haven't looked at video footage on the other side of the bridge. They only looked at the Manhattan side. Now I forgot. Does the Manhattan Bridge leads to Brooklyn? Is that correct? I don't remember. Please reflect my memory. Does the Manhattan Bridge, you take it on one side of Manhattan, okay? Because I was there in Manhattan. I just don't remember because I never went over the bridge too much. Um, Driving and things like that. But anyways, you take it over on the Manhattan side, and does it lead to Brooklyn on the other side? So I mean, what do you guys think? And I also know that Grand Central Station, so they say he ended up in Grand Central Station, okay? If he was to walk from Grand Central Station to the Manhattan Bridge, that's over an hour. And it's cold outside. That's over an hour. I think that's like an hour 6, an hour and 10 minutes. I looked it up, okay? I never walked it, but I looked it up. If he took a train or the subway, I believe it's like 20 to 25 minutes to get to that part of town from the Grand Central Station. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I believe that's what it is. So if he left the school at 3:30, I don't know at the time from Stony Brook at Long Island. I never spent no time on, so I don't know. But I did look it up. It was about 2 hours and 20 something minutes. So I'm pretty sure when he got off school at 3:30, he didn't just catch the train right away at 3:30, right? He's got to walk there, then he's got to wait for the time. So I'm pretty sure it was after 4, which means he wouldn't get to Grand Central Station. Did they ever release the exact time of when he was at Grand Central Station? I can't find it. Please let me know. Did they ever release the exact time? Because there's a video, there's a still frame picture of him in Grand Central Station. Did they ever say the exact time he was in Grand Central Station? I want to know, so that way to see if it actually adds up to him being at the Manhattan. How do we know somebody didn't toss his phone off the bridge? How do we know he wasn't in the car exiting the bridge? There's a lot of things going on here, especially if the friend of the family member is saying, hey, they never looked at the other footage. See, in my last video, I told y'all something was up. I knew something was up. It wasn't adding up. It wasn't adding up. Not to me whatsoever, okay? Now, I've been on the other side of those walls. I've been through the streets and I've been through all that stuff. The reason why it's called Fugitive TV, I was once a fugitive. So it's hard to fool somebody that was a con man. So I saw this. I was like, hold on. Something is not adding up. Now, I don't know if it's the Roblox thing, like the family member or the friend of the family member is saying. I don't know what it is. But I think it's dead wrong for the mother to be on national TV pleading for her son to come home or for somebody to bring him back home that she thinks he met somebody off Roblox when the police, if they had this evidence the whole time that he was on the bridge the same exact day, and think about it, they were pinging his phone. So you don't need a warrant to ping his phone. You don't need a warrant to ping. So that means they was pinging his phone the same day. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think he's in the river? At this point, it really don't matter why he left home. It really don't matter if he was trying to meet somebody off Roblox. It don't matter if he was fed up with his family or he was fed up and had a lot of pressure on him. What matters is bringing him home right now. That's the main point. Once he's home, then we could talk about everything else. But the focus needs to be on bringing him home. But besides that, once he's home, then we can get on. Let's see if he met somebody from Roblox. Let's see if he did this. Let's see if he was frustrated at home. Because right now, one person says this, then they turn around and say that. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Very frustrating. It really is. Thank you, people, for liking and subscribing. Please share this video. Please share any video about Thomas Medlin. I don't care if it's mine, the next creators, or anything. The word needs to get out. The truth needs to get out. Somebody needs to find the exact truth of what's going on. If you find it, please let me know. Even if you don't want to talk about it or say it, let me know. I will be the voice of reason and I will say it, all right? Like and subscribe. And for everybody who's been returning, you've been helping my channel grow tremendous. And I also reached out to the friend of the family member if they ever want to come on and say what they have to say. Anybody that knows Thomas, you're welcome to come on and say whatever you have to say. You can use my platform. I don't care. Hey, Fugitive TV, please like and subscribe. Take care of one another. I am out.